Did you believe in fairy tales? Oh, a place where no one feels the pain. On earth, hey, hey, I'll take my paradise on earth. I'll make my paradise on earth.
You hear that, boys? Listen to that crowd cheer for us. Let's get this win for our fans tonight. Let's pump these people up.
We've got basketball action at the AT&T Center. We're in San Antonio, Texas.
basketball isn't easy.
Hey, y'all here?
Hello, everyone. Proud to bring you Wednesday night coverage of the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan. Joining me in the booth, as always, Clark Kellogg and the sharpshooter, Steve Kerr. A quick check now at the starting lineups for both teams. And one of the fan favorites in this one, Manu Ginobili, a true talent.
Well, Ginobili has a knack for taking charges defensively. Great anticipation skills. And he's really quick. He's a phenomenal athlete. So he beats his player to the spot, and then he's willing to take the contact.
But that's just part of the larger picture for Manu. I mean, he is just a winner. The basketball court, a terrific competitor. He does everything he can to help his team win and to give them an edge. Taking the charge, running down loose balls, hitting clutch shots. Whatever you need, he'll try to give it to you.
Looking at San Antonio, they took the win in their last game against the Grizzlies of Memphis. And I don't think I was the only one surprised, not just by their win, but, guys, by what an emphatic win it was.
It was an emphatic win for them, especially considering that it was on the road. No question that it was the offense that carried it.
Steve, I love the way they attacked at every opportunity. They never were on. Their heels, and eventually that allowed them to pull away.
Rocket 2. Here's Duncan. Sean Marion grabs the miss. Looking at Dallas, they took that win in their last game against the Los Angeles Lakers.
They ran away with that game, Kevin, mostly thanks to their play at the offensive end.
That's exactly right, guys. There was crisp movement by the players and the ball throughout that game, and they got a lot of high-quality shots as a result.
And the defense fouling there to prevent that layup, forcing 2 free throws here.
Nice job that time of attacking the paint and drawing the contact. They'll take that.
And the first one at the line is good.
You know, the Spurs really have a cohesive culture, and part of that is something that Greg Popovich has been able to do, and that's being able to join guys together that normally might not hang out. For instance, you had Matt Bonner taking Steven Jackson out to a Coldplay concert last season. One way to help guys get to know each other off the court, and it helps them on the court.
San Antonio with the ball. Outside Leonard. Passes it to Jay. There's the dish to Ginobili. From outside the arc. Mavericks with the rebound. And back to Popovich and the Spurs, he really makes a point of getting to know his players. And have them get to know one another.
That's right, Kevin. He likes to have his players have a sense of perspective about the world. He wants them to know that there are other things going on besides the NBA. In fact, back in 2012, he had the players watching the presidential debates together.
D there, guys, was pretty much non-existent. I mean, you can't leave a good shooter like that open.
Harris with it. Now defended by Jay. Harris kicks to Carter. The three. The shot is off. Now San Antonio takes it the other way. Last time they met was in Dallas where they beat the Mavericks.
Yeah, that was an interesting game. Very close, back and forth. And in the end, free throws were the difference.
Certainly not the dream start they were hoping for, going 1 for 4 early.
There's the double team with Ginobili. Nice D from Duncan.
Terrific defense at the rim. They got right in his path.
You know, that's part of what great defenders do. They get not only in your path, but in your head a little bit, too.
For Dallas, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Big differential there. These real close games, sometimes there's just one stat, Clark, one stat you can point to.
And, Kevin, it seems like more often than not, it's free throw shooting. Sometimes one team just has a nose for not only getting to the line, but converting those charity tosses.
San Antonio's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Jay, guarded by Harris. Leonard dishes to Ginobili. Connects from three-point range. Ginobili's got himself on the board with 3 there.
A wide open 3. They need much better communication defensively. You know, the more you watch Kawhi Leonard play, the more you realize that he is the perfect fit for the Spurs. I mean, he just looks like a Spur. He's only been in the league a couple of years. Plays great defense, shoots from deep at a high rate, and really knows, accepts, and embraces his role on the team.
Harris. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Dirk Nowitzki.
Man, a gaping hole in the defense that time, and he didn't waste any time getting through it.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Kevin, Greg Popovich and I got a chance to talk for a bit. We talked about how they can best press their advantages in this game, and he told me that he expects their shot blocking to play an important role. He said, listen, obviously we want to keep them on the perimeter as much as possible, but with our length and timing, we can also bottle them up inside. And Kevin, he's hoping that'll help them secure their second win in this season series.
Thank you very much, Doris. The defensive strategy.
Ridiculous. Tore it down that time.
Just floating to the rim on that slam.
Boy, when he gets up and stays up.
Boy, smooth and graceful. How about the hang time? That's impressive.
Jay, guarded by Marion. Jay, the pass to Leonard. Jay. Here's the 3. The Spurs rebound. Tries again. In deep. Leonard drops it in. Leonard's got his first 2 points of the night.
Looked like they found the soft spot in the defense there.
Harris outside. Now the pass to Marion. Kicks it out to Nowitzki. Kept alive. A second chance effort. Harris outside. Back to Marion. Dallas moving the ball around. And Nowitzki backs in. Over Duncan. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
Well, I tell you what, Greg Popovich, a really impressive leader for the Spurs. He's able to keep all of his players locked into what's best for the team. Has a military background, played basketball and studied at the Air Force Academy before serving 5 years in the Air Force. And you know some of the leadership that he brings to his position was learned from his past experiences.
Dallas has gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Feeds it to Harris. Outside Harris. Pass to Carter. Plenty of space. And good coming on the assist from Devin Harris. 6 points for Vince Carter. Hey, Clark, you mentioned Pop's time at the Air Force Academy. That's where he got his start in the coaching ranks.
Yeah, 6 years as an assistant there. He's head coach at Pomona, an assistant coach with the Golden State Warriors and the Spurs, and actually moved into the front office in San Antonio. But, wow, what an amazing run it's been for him. 17 years as the head coach of the Spurs.
You know, the teardrop sometimes is one of those, oh, no, oh, yeah, shots.
It's off his leg. And it's being called a kickball. Mavericks making a switch here. Crowder's checked in. And here are the Mavericks now. And Carter backs in. Harris, right side. That's good.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 points coming from inside the painted area.
Yep, that's something that the defense has to put a stop to. Maybe a defensive adjustment is necessary here.
Jay, the pass to Leonard. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Jay. That 3 off the mark.
Really good performance so far on the boards for this club.
Boy, I like the way they've done a great job carving out space under the basket when the shots have gone up.
That's out of bounds. The Mavericks able to retain possession here.
These past few weeks, you can see how San Antonio stacks up. 4th in steals, 10th in assists. And as far as block shots go, not a strong suit for this team. Only top 20 in the league. They really don't do a good job of defending the paint.
The key really to me out of all those numbers, Clark, is the steals.
Welcome, folks. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for the latest presentation of our NBA basketball. Along with Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter, Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. And now we take a brief check at the matchups. Our starting 5 for both teams. Someone will be keeping an eye on Shane Battier.
Well, what I like about him is at the defensive end of the floor, he brings a ton of energy, and he's fearless when it comes to taking charges. And he'll put his body on the line, get himself in good position, and he'll get his team an extra possession or 2 every game.
And he's a great three-point shooter, too, especially when he lets it go from one of those corners. He doesn't miss many of those.
For the Miami Heat, they won their last contest, that game against the Raptors in Toronto. And that result, guys, was a real shocker. It was just about as complete a dominant performance as we've seen him.
That was a game in hostile territory, too, guys. And it seemed like they had confidence right from the beginning, unbothered by being on the road.
And, you know, their shots were falling. From the top to the bottom of that lineup, their guys were heated up. Bobcats came out of the gates fast to start the season, 1-7 of the first 12. Amazingly, that actually tied their win total from the previous season that had been shortened, and they set a record for a team matching a previous year's win total in the fewest games, but unfortunately it didn't last.
James. They get it back. Here's Bosch. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Pretty bad defense, letting the offense get right to the rim, but smart play to foul once he was there.
But you know it's going to happen, and they sent a message right there. Nothing easy inside.
Well, Clark, as you said, that hot start would quickly vanish as those 7 wins would end up being an entire third of their total wins of the year. Steve, once the meat of the season came around, they just couldn't keep up.
Well, reality always sets in the NBA, Kevin. I mean, when you don't have enough talent, you might get off to a hot start, but it's all going to turn around, and that's exactly what happened with Charlotte. But, look, they're getting better. I like some of their young players. They're competing. I think this team has a better future than people realize. Tough call there and a tough break for the defense.
But, you know, I think you could still see him kind of sliding in there. I don't have a problem with the call.
And that one's good. Sessions.
You might not think of him as a laser three-point shooter, but that shot was there for him, and he had to take it.
LeBron passes to Jay. Back to LeBron. It's stolen by Jefferson. Sessions with it. He's coming off a 10-point game against Milwaukee.
And defensively, I mean, he was all over the court, forcing turnovers, putting a ton of pressure on the ball.
Now here's Sessions. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a three-point play.
Talk about a great start. 3 of 3 from the field to get the game going. They're cooking with gas, folks. Well, when the big three came together, they had a lot to deal with in the Southeast. I mean, the strong Orlando team and Atlanta, a team that can give them trouble. But at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, Southeast, no real match for the Heat.
And that division title for the Heat was their 3rd in a row, 6th overall since 2004 when the division was born. Steve, helps when you go 15-1 against the other 4 teams in the Southeast.
Well, and it also helps that Charlotte and Washington are in the Southeast, Kevin. But look, this is a team that dominated the rest of the league. So when they play in a weak division, you know they're going to completely dominate those teams.
Now here's Zeller, averaging 9 points per contest. Clock at 4. Shot from 12. Hits the front of the rim and out.
Terrific defense at the rim. They got right in his path.
You know, that's part of what great defenders do. They get not only in your path, but in your head a little bit, too.
The defense was ready for him that time, and they had to be. He is so powerful in the lane. And as he has gained more experience in the league, Wade has taught himself to rely a bit more on his jump shot, a little less on attacking the rim. But still, you see his confidence really lies in his ability to attack the lane. But you can't leave him alone, especially from long range.
Pass to Jay. From deep. Count that one. Jay's got 6 points.
How about that for a response?
They will say they can give the 3 as well as they can take the 3.
And Wade, still a player who thrives on getting in the lane, Clark, and for his career, under 30% from long range.
Yeah, you know, his jump shot is more of a mid-range weapon, quite honestly. He loves the bank shot, loves the floaters, and is always looking to get somebody in the air with that pump fake. And usually, more times than not, guys bite and he gets free throw. He gets to the line,
Boy, how's that for a quick possession?
Yeah, sure was. I mean, he didn't waste any time getting down the court, did he?
Let's go quickly over to Boris Burke for an update.
Kevin, I had a chance to speak with the head coach for the Charlotte Bobcats. Of course, the conversation veered to the challenge of defending LeBron James, and he said there's not a lot of good options with him.
Here in the second quarter with a little over a minute gone. On the court right now for the Bobcats, we've got Al Jefferson. I go Kid Gilchrist out there with Jeff Adrian. Then there's Ramon Sessions. And it's Gordon in the 2 spot.
Boy, I love it. Active hands on the steal, active feet on the fast break.
And Clark Power on the dunk.
And guys, this is just too close of a game to be giving the ball up like that and then failing to get back in transition.
No good from Jay. The Bobcats have gone 3 of 4 from the floor here in the second quarter. Outside Gordon. He dishes it to Sessions. 6 to shoot. Gordon kicks it to Sessions. Fires the 3. The shot will not go.
Steve Clifford has 13 years of experience as an NBA assistant coach with stops in New York, Houston, Orlando, and Los Angeles, and now as a new coach in Charlotte. I think he's a guy that's going to do well there. What are they thinking, leaving him with all that space out there? Do they not know? Have they not heard that this guy is unbelievable? That's a layup for him.
Jefferson kicks to Sessions. Back to Jefferson. Miami grabs the miss. And Clifford, the 6th head coach in the Bobcats' 10-year history, Steve.
Well, he's a defensive-minded coach. Always been highly regarded around the league. I think he's going to make a good impact in Charlotte.
Out to Battier. He passes to Jay. And it's Miami with another.
A great second quarter here after a difficult first. I'd say they knocked the rust off. Sometimes it takes a little while before you get the blood flowing and you find your rhythm.
Jefferson against Bunch. Gordon dishes to Kid Gilchrist. Shot from 12. Charlotte again missing.
Well, for the Bobcats, there were a lot of problems last year, and it just came down to an inability to put the ball in the basket. That's still what this game is about, Kevin. As much as we look at other statistics, you got to put it in the hole, and they just had a terrible season.
Fast break, here we go. LeBron outside. Pulls it up high, and it's Wade with the jam. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for Miami.
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught him off guard, playing airtight defense and coming up with the steal.
Yeah, I do too, and I think they're also getting some good looks in transition, doing a nice job of running the floor.
Here's what Charlotte's going with right now. Haywood comes in for Al Jefferson, and it's Zeller in for Jeff Adrian. And here is Zeller to stop the run. Ramon Sessions on the assist by Zeller. Sessions has got his third bucket of the night. Well, the ranking for the Bobcats was dead last in field goal percentage last year. Steve, hard to get wins like that.
Well, they were the least talented team in the NBA, Kevin. And when you don't have talent, you can't force the defense to react. You can't force double teams and rotations. And so generally speaking, you're not going to get great looks at the hoop.
Zeller passes to Sessions, and Zeller kicks to Sessions. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Henderson, and he hits it just before the shot clock expires.
In the first, he had trouble hitting with any consistency, but here in the second, he's turned it around.
Back to Allen. The pass to Jay. On deep. And it's out of bounds. The Bobcats will take it the other way. Well, let's take a look now at some of the most explosive players in the NBA lately. The highest scoring small forwards of the past month. LeBron James third.
Those are some tremendous athletes, as we're used to seeing at that spot on the floor. You know, they can pretty much all give phenomenal individual performances on any given night.
And most nights, that's exactly what they do. Every team wants and needs scoring from the small forward position. And all of the players...
15 seconds left in the second quarter. Lets the three fly, and it would have counted had it fallen, but it's offline. And the first half ends in a close one. It's the Heat up 5.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
From the 2K Sports Studios on a beautiful Sunday night, it's time for the halftime report. Out at American Airlines Arena, it's the Heat in front against the Bobcats. They're off to a hot start this season. They'd like to continue that hot streak in this game. Jay with some valuable contributions. It's been balanced output. He's been producing both inside the arc and beyond it, knocking down jumpers all over the court. And on the other hand, the Bobcats are...
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game. You have to like what we've seen so far from Jay.
How about his scoring in the first half? I mean, he's looked like a different player out there today.
He really has, Steve. It's been a pleasant surprise for him, that's for sure. I mean, he really hit on something that worked in those first two quarters.
On the wings, it's D. Wade and LeBron James. Chris Bosh is out there with Shane Battier, and it's Jay in at the point. So that's who Eric Spoelstra starts the second half with. Shot clock at 3, and the basket by Gordon. Last outing for Charlotte, they won that game against Milwaukee.
I thought the way they attacked the rim and got into the paint was phenomenal. It seemed like after a while, the defense just kind of waved the white flag.
That's exactly what will happen when a team continues to attack the goal and come away with layups. It demoralizes the defense.
And Doris Burke has something for us. Hey, Doris.
Hey, Kevin. Jay in that last game against the Raptors was simply terrific. He ended with 26 points, and he got there with his usual way. Just an impressive barrage of threes. He seemed to be everywhere on the floor the entire time and really was the star of the show, Kevin.
All right, Doris, thank you. It really was a stunning performance, Clark. He was at his absolute best in this game.
Yeah, and the only thing about having a game like that, Kevin, is that it's almost impossible to duplicate it here tonight.
Well, nobody's expecting that, Clark, and they don't need him to do that. If he's even half as good as he was that night, it should be enough.
Zeller dishes to Sessions. Clock at 6. He feeds it to Jefferson. The jump hook misses off the right iron.
One thing Al Jefferson has worked on through his career is being able to pass better out of the post. And for a guy who draws as much attention as he does on the block, that's a nice asset to have.
And now around 2 minutes gone by in this half. Working on Bosch. Their turnaround jumper. Jefferson's shot is off. And Clark, you mentioned where Al Jefferson is improved. You know, borderline all-stars. You wonder if Stevie is going to get to the next level.
Well, I think the big thing is he's got to improve defensively because his offense is really played at an all-star level. He's really tough to guard down there. But defensively, he's a little slow guarding pick and roll. But if he continues to work at it and maybe improve a little bit, I think he could get into that all-star game.
Here's Kid Gilchrist. No good. Now the Heat take it the other way. Last time they met was in Charlotte, where they beat the Bobcats.
You know, that last game I thought was an evenly played game, but the difference was the big discrepancy in the free throw percentage in their favor. That's what helped them win.
Here's Jay, and he can't extend the lead to double digits. Bobcats trail by 7. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
Gordon, the pass to Zeller. Sessions. Stolen by Bosch. Now LeBron. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Passes it to Battier. Good, and the assist goes to LeBron. LeBron's got 4 assists in the game. Clark, it doesn't do any good to get to the line if you're only going to hit 1 of the 2 free throws.
You're exactly right, Kevin. You don't want the hack-a-shack strategy to be a way for a team to beat you. You want it to be a last resort strategy.
Kid Gilchrist, no luck.
Very porous defense down there by the hoop. He probably should make that one.
And it's out of bounds. The Heat able to retain possession here. And here is our 2K leaderboard. These teams have been on fire over the course of the past 10 games. Number 1, the Heat.
Now, the thing I like is they're getting good shots every time down the floor, and it's due to their unselfishness as a team.
Bosch kicks to Wade. Feeds to Battier. Pass to Jay. Cannot hit. Jefferson with some nice D.
He still couldn't finish, even though it looked like he had a lane to the rim. But too often, that's the story for him.
You know, one of the things about the Heat since the Big Three has come together is that they've been able to find the right kinds of veteran players to step in and fill specific roles for this team as they've won a couple of championships now.
Lock it 2. The jumper from the free throw line is good.
You know, as soon as he recognized the height mismatch, he immediately pulled up for the jumper.
As he should. That's a good decision. When he gets a clean look, he's got to take it.
Looking at who's out there now for the Bobcats. Biombo, he's checked in for Jefferson. Josh McRoberts comes in for Zoe. And it's Henderson for Ben Gordon. And it's easy to have players want to join the Heat when they're competing for an NBA title every season. But, Steve, even then, they find the ones that most fit their offensive and defensive philosophy, and that's when they're going to come up big for them.
Yeah, for sure. This team has done such a good job putting together this roster around LeBron and Wade. You think about Birdman in the playoffs last year, Battier coming in here as a stretch 4. They've just found the right players and the right mix, and that's one of the big reasons why this team is back-to-back NBA champs.
Now let's send it to Doris from the sideline.
So well-rounded, you might forget that he led the league in scoring back in 2008. He said, I've done that before. I'm capable of doing it, but that's not my job here. My job is to do a lot of everything, rebounding, passing, and defending. Guys, his versatility and completeness as a basketball player is what makes him so incredible to watch.
He can do it all, Doris. Pass, shoot, special talent. And it's Kidd-Gilchrist penetrating, and it's out of bounds. The Heat will take it the other way.
Man, I don't know what happened right there. He just basically walked out of bounds.
A different look for Miami. Udonis Haslem. He's checked in for Oden. And it's Chalmers in for Chris Anderson. Jay, defended by Parker. Jay. Miami no good on that time either. Bobcats trail by 10. Henderson dishes to Parker. He kicks to Henderson. Shot from the wing. And it's Miami with the rebound. Allen's got 4 rebounds now tonight. And at home for the next game, it'll be Detroit pulling into town. That'll be the latter half of this 2-game homestand. The Heat shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight. Charlotte making a switch here. That one is no good. And here's Henderson. Good as it goes. He got it up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And as we end the 3rd quarter, a double-digit deficit will make. Welcome back as we get ready to start the 4th quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Heat.
How about the three-point shooting we're seeing so far, guys? Amazing.
It's been a hot shooting night for them, too. I mean, they've hit a lot of those mid-range jump shots.
On the floor for Charlotte, Cody Zeller out there with Henderson. Then there's Ben Gordon. Then there's Haywood. And it's Sessions in at the one. Battier to pass to Jay. For 3. And the shot is good. Jay's got the first basket as we get going in the 4th for the Heat. Bobcats trail by 14. Now here's Sessions. The feed to Henderson. Henderson off the pick from Zeller. Gordon kicks to Henderson. Back to Gordon. He gets the shot to fall, and the defender wasn't set. He's called for the block and a 3-point play chance here.
You know, coming into last season, the backcourt for Charlotte was full of question marks, but after the way Kemba Walker blossomed and some of the other guys were able to fill in and step up, their backcourt looks a lot better now.
The Bobcats making a switch here. Jefferson's checked in. And even though the Bobcats would finish near the bottom of the barrel again, they did show that they have some pieces to build around. Steve, not only Walker, but also Michael Kidd-Gilchrist as well.
Yeah, I like Jeffrey Taylor, the young forward from Vanderbilt. They drafted Cody Zeller from Indiana, who looked really good in the summer league and is proving to be a pretty solid player in the NBA. So this is a team that is starting to add some talent to this roster.
And the shot is good. And the Heat lead by 13.
You know, his ability is matched only by his energy pass. I mean, he's usually in the middle of everything for his team.
And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Over the break, I listened in on what head coach for the Bobcats was getting across in their huddle. He was not happy with their play to this point, telling them we're getting out hustled, plain and simple. There's still time, but we've got to dial up our effort. Kevin, we'll see if they have enough to get it done.
And as always, Doris, thank you.
I'll tell you what, he's made more than a few of those in his career.
Miami leading by 11. Bosch kicks to Battier. Rejected by Zeller. Henderson dishes to Sessions. He passes to Henderson. Kicks to Zeller. Nice pass in here by Charlotte. Pass to Jefferson. Shoots from 12. And he overshot that one, missing.
Well, he hasn't had much success shooting the ball, but it's not too late for him to get it turned around and start contributing.
Here's Jay. Steps back and drains the jump shot. Jay's got 22. Bobcats trail by 13. And Sessions kicks to Gordon. Out of bounds. Miami takes possession. And a moment to check out Miami, who they've got coming up. And at home for the next game, it'll be Detroit pulling into town. And that game is the second of 2 straight at home. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist is checked in for Gerald Henderson. The Heat leading by 13. The shot's good from James. James got 14 points here in the second half.
That's really told the story today, guys. I mean, throughout this game, they've been able to get the ball in tight and then finish.
Yeah, Clark, they've been more active and more physical down low, and I think that's been the difference.
Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. Gordon kicks to Sessions. Great pass to set up the lay-in.
Took advantage of some shoddy defense there. They've got to at least get a finger on it.
He'd have gotten further. 6 shots to fall so far here in the fourth, though. Pretty nice efficiency there. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
You know, when something works for you, you stay with it. The Heat saw after the 2012 finals that small ball was very effective for them. You can see why they chose to do that, given how hard it is to find a power forward that can match up with LeBron. Makes good sense.
And he misses the second one as well, so he is 0 for 2 that time. And mismatches really are what make an NBA offense go at times. Not only can Miami overpower you, Steve, you know, with the sheer talent at times, but if you're trying to guard a perimeter player with a big, you're going to be in trouble.
Well, some people still see small ball as a gimmick, but, you know, for Miami, it's different because you've got LeBron James playing the power forward. So it's not really small ball. He can rebound, he can defend, he can do everything. And so the Heat become a nightmare to guard at the other end, and you can rarely take advantage of them offensively.
So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Talk about being on his game. Look at the numbers for Jay. He's got 24 points, and those 4 3-pointers he's hit have helped him too.
Well, they'd be in a much different position in this game if he wasn't burying those long balls.
Good on the second free throw.
Well, you know, when you're a team that's young and can't score, it's hard to win anywhere, especially on the road, though. Bobcats just were often overmatched when they were on the road.
Gordon kicks to Jefferson. The 11-footer, and he grabs the miss. LeBron's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Dishes it to Wade. The pass to Jay. There's the 3. It's rebounded by Kid Gilchrist. Kid Gilchrist has got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Going back to the Bobcats on the road, it was definitely their undoing as they ended up with their league worst 6 road wins on the season. That's just unacceptable.
Yeah, but it's just reality, too. I mean, when you don't have players who can score and attack and create offensively, you're going to struggle on the road. They just didn't have anybody who was capable of carrying their team through the inevitable adversity that hits when you're on the road. You know, if you were only looking at the way he's played offensively, you'd think his team would be ahead.
It is now to Wade. Pass to Jay. From the arc. That's good. Jay's got 11 points in the quarter.
And with that basket, you'd have to think this lead is safe.
Well, if not 100% safe, certainly 95%.
There's 1:17 left in the fourth quarter, and Jefferson gets it to go.
And his confidence has come back since halftime after really a rough first 2 quarters.
The Heat leading by 11. Here's Jay. Jefferson with some nice D.
Well defended, and he's not someone who responds well to that kind of defensive pressure.
Gordon for 3. Rebounded by Battier.
Kind of rare to see him come up empty on a wide open look.
Sessions passes to Gordon. He dishes it to Sessions. Back to Gordon. Jefferson kicks to Gordon. He feeds it to Jefferson. And with that one, the lead is trimmed to single digits.
You know, the turnaround jumper, guys, was one of those shots that always just looked so good. I mean, it's got that nice, smooth, singular motion. Sweet.
3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Here's Jay. Hopkins with the rebound.
Would have been lucky to knock that shot down.
Yeah, that kind of shot will definitely get you the high brow from the coach and maybe get you a seat on the bench, too. He got there late, but you do have to like the aggressiveness to go after the block. But that one's going to count.
Fans don't like that call one bit.
Well, the officials got an earful as a result.
Inside. A three ball. It's up. And so it's Miami winning this one. They pulled off this win, Clark, with respectable performances on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, I think it was just really a nice overall effort, Kevin.